Welcome back to another Inside Lansing. This time we have Fabian Newman with us, the Technology and Communications Director at the Village. Fabian, thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And why don't we dive right in? One of the things we were going to talk about is new businesses in town, and it sounds like we have quite a few. So why don't you fill us in on a little bit of what people have to look forward to on Ridge Road, Torrance, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we've been excited. We've been talking about it for quite a while. Checkers has finally arrived here in Lansing.
Yes.
I know they've been excited by the turnout that the village has shown in their short time here. So right on Torrance, right along the Torrance corridor, we have them, coupled with Champion Stew Barbecue. So another barbecue place in town, which is very good. It's a business that we're excited by because they've never been in Lansing before, obviously, but they were in another area of Chicago. And so now they've kind of decided to renovate what they were doing there and take it here in our community. Also, Dollar Tree is open.
That's
and
right, yeah.
People are really excited by that because that's kind of one of the anchor stores right at the corner of Ridge and Torrance with that newly remodeled intersection. All the different businesses right in that area. So now that they're here and people are excited because they can see, okay, well, we've been talking about it for so long, and now it gives kind of a little bit of closure.
Have residents
to that.
have a positive reaction to it so far?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. Well, first off, you realize that a lot of these businesses are now going to be opportunities for kids. As they do their schoolwork and so forth, they need money. They don't have to ask mom and dad now. They can support another local business here in town and work for them. And it's great to see kind of that giving back to the community. So we're excited by those businesses, as well as if you continue on down Ridge Road, we are going to be having Scully's Italian Ice. So it's another new business that will be coming in town. In the next issue of the Village Vision, we'll be highlighting Popeyes, which had originally planned on being in Lansing a couple of years ago, and then there were some zoning issues that they had to kind of work out, and so now that they've actually moved their location from where they were proposed because of franchise laws, so to speak, and so now they've kind of had to move a little bit closer in towards Ridge Road. So because of that, now we're excited that they will be coming in. They're looking to...
It's a very popular chain right now.
Yeah, it really is. People love Popeyes. So another one that people are excited by on Ridge Road is Trost. It's going to be a new...
Now, one thing I want to bring up here is that it looks like it's spelled Troost, but it's actually Trost.
It is actually Trost.
And do you know why it's called Trost?
Well, you cannot quote me on this, but what I've been privy to and heard is that it's Dutch lineage. So Trost is something, I believe, it's actually coffee.
Yeah, it's a cup of comfort, I believe. The language, I don't know exactly what language. I think it might be, you said Dutch. Mm-hmm. So the Dutch say Trost, and I believe Trost means comfort.
Comfort. So Trost will be coming in right next to Mancino's on Roy Street. So we're going to be excited by that just because it's another coffee establishment and it's going to be a place where you can kind of go in. They're going to start early. They're going to be open at 7 so you can get that coffee before you go into work. And then they're not going to be open very late, really late, but they're going to have some different sort of hours. And so I believe they have a Facebook page already and they'll be getting a website and so forth. But they look to open in May, so very soon they will be open and it'll be great. I know their goal is right around the parade, so that would be great to see.
Yes.
And so I think people will be delighted just to have another establishment for their coffee. And for people who like coffee, I'm more of a tea drinker. I'm more partial to tea. However, they will have tea, and they'll also have not necessarily a full kitchen, but they will have danishes and things of that nature as well.
And they're going to slowly roll those out is what I was come to believe.
So that's really good. So
another business that I think most people know about in town that we're pretty excited about just opened is actually not part of any of our corridors here, but it's out near the airport. Mm-hmm. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, so the long-awaited Linny Q's
yes.
is going to be at the airport. Kids will be able to go in and get their sloppy joes, their brisket, whatever sandwiches they want, and see airplanes take off. And so it's a great opportunity for kids to learn about air flight. They're going to learn a little bit about the history of Lansing because there's all kinds of pictures that are up on the walls there and
newspaper articles.
It's going to be exciting for kids to kind of learn a little bit about aeronautics. So
it feels like a little corner of Lansing there.
It truly is.
Dunkin' Donuts, I know we already have one in town, but there's going to be another one?
Mm-hmm. Correct. They will be going the other side of town near, as you get off the expressway going towards Cal City. There will be one in the former Oberweis Dairy. They're going to be doing a fairly large remodel, a build out in that area, and kind of change that up a little bit, but they're going to be in that where they're going to have a drive-through as well, and they're going to change the entrance, so to speak, and we're excited by that because, as I said, it's a business that has done very well for us here in town, and so they were looking to do some expansion, and okay, well, what else can I do to have another business? So,
talking a little bit about new businesses, there's also people have seen a lot of construction work on facades and remodels happening in town. And there's already quite a few businesses underway with that, along with some businesses who just announced that they're going to be doing some remodels. Could you tell us a little bit about what businesses those are?
Well, Culver's has just finished an interior remodel that they finished right in end of winter. However, they're going to be doing a major outside remodel as well. And they're a fairly new establishment. You know, we're really excited for them. They're always busy, and that's a good thing. When these businesses are willing to make that commitment to put that money into developing their outside as well as their inside, that shows that they want to be here in town.
They want to stay.
They're here for the long haul, and we're excited by that. So when we see that the residents are supporting these local businesses, it's exciting for us as a village. Another great example is Calumet Bakery. They decided to buy up the shopping center right next to them so they could have this additional parking, because now their customers can come in and have adequate parking spaces. And another business that does that is
down Aldi.
Exactly, right down Ridge Road, Aldi. That's another establishment that I know that people want to go and shop, and the pricing is great, their goods are great, and so forth. And because of that, when they had the opportunity to buy up the business right next to them, they said, let's do it, and they're going to completely tear all that down. They're doing a lot of their internal underground work right now, so that they can have all the beautiful landscaping and get it set up just right, because you want to make sure your landscaping looks right, goes along with the village code, all the different things that we're trying to do.
Now, to step back a little, come maybe back down Ridge towards Torrance, Burger King is getting an update, is it not?
It is. Burger King, it is a long-awaited update. I know many have been asking, when are they going to do something? And they were waiting on the remodeling of that intersection. So now that the intersection is completely remodeled and it looks fabulous and it's much safer, much better, now it's time. They said, okay, now we're going to do our part, and so they're going to do much needed improvements to their building so that they can do that remodel.
Long time coming.
It definitely is.
Now, if we head back down Ridge again the other way, kind of bouncing around a little, we have Jack's finally finished their remodel, and it looks great. It has that great old-fashioned feel to it. And then a little bit further down, we still are seeing a lot of work on Beggars Pizza, but there's a reason for that.
Well, we're definitely excited by Jack's. It's been, as I said, it took a while, but they wanted to do it right. They wanted to keep that old school flavor along with, you know, some of the new things, the new features that they're doing. So we're excited by how it really came out, and so kind of enjoying the parts of the past that they really enjoyed within our community. So that's what that facade really represents. Beggars is very much known for their movie theater facade. They have a new customized facade that's going to be outstanding. And so it's actually being built, so they've had to slow up with what they've been doing because they can't go further until that facade is fully done. And then it's brought to our location. And then once they can kind of put it in, then they can go back to where they were going.
Have you seen what it looks like?
Yeah, I've seen the end product as far as the renderings and so forth. We've kind of showed a little glimpses of it in the Village Vision, but it won't be to the level until you actually see it live. But it's outstanding. The people that have been working with that at Beggars have done an outstanding job. The architects, and I know Travis Banster has been doing an incredible bang-up job with getting all that stuff together.
Well, that building has been kind of one of the major cornerstones of Lansing, one of the most recognizable when it was originally Pipes and Pizza, and I don't even know what came before that, but Beggars has been great to keep it the way it is, considering it's a chain. So I know that most people are really excited to see what they're going to do with it. And then so we're kind of done with all the new businesses in town. That was quite a bit.
It is a lot, but it's good because it touches all the different areas. I mean,
Yes.
there's all the different parts of the Lansing. If you go from one end to the other, I mean, there's so many things we didn't even hit on, such as, at the Ridgebrook Plaza over by the airport as well.
Well, that's something that, oh, that's right, we didn't touch on the Ridgebrook Plaza. Everybody's really happy about how that turned out too.
The new owners have decided to really invest in it, and the landmark, so to speak, business that was going to be the anchor for them is going to be Sam's Furniture. And so they decided to do all kinds of new tuck pointing, they completely changed the outside facade. They've been really working with the new tenants, and they've been continually getting new tenants to fill it up.
So with all the stuff that's going on the business side, within the village, we do have a couple big projects happening right now that they're either just getting started on or halfway through. One is right outside the window behind you.
Yeah.
We talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's the Historical Plaza. So that's been a huge collaboration of so many different local organizations working with our team here at the village, and we've been excited by it. The trustees, the mayor, all the different organizations, the Historical Society, they've all been working together to really plan as far as what that's going to look. And so that has been under construction for quite a while because we've been going out to bid, and there's lots of little permitting and so forth, things that we've had to kind of wait on.
Yes.
And we can't go too much further until it's like you can't go this, and this until you do this. And so we really you can't jump the gun. So we are just trying to, be patient.
But you're assuring us that it's still happening.
Oh, most definitely.
And then if we move a little bit further down, I know that this Autumn Fest is coming up again this year, and it actually won't be at Fox Point this year because they'll be working on a whole new renovation of that area.
Exactly.
So what is that going to look like?
So Fox Point has been exciting for us. We've been really excited by it because we've seen the potential. Lace has done an amazing job with getting that event together, and now it's one of those marquee events that everyone looks forward to here within our community. Just because you get 25,000 people coming into Lansing for a span of 3 days just to kind of share bread with each other, to enjoy bands, to enjoy all the different vendors that come into the community. So it's a great community building event for us. And so we've seen that now. It's in, all these years it's been continually going. And now we're at a point where Fox Point, we are going to use that as a destination. The anchor will be an amphitheater. And the amphitheater will be where we can have bands come in, local bands. It'll be right next to Visible Music College, which is right in the area, obviously. And so the students at Visible will now have an area where they can perform concerts.
That's right.
For people. We will have.
But we can also have other bands come in and perform concerts.
Yeah,
as well.
It's not just for them. It'll be for many different bands. And so when Autumn Fest happens, they will be able to use that staging area instead of having to now come in and build a stage, it will be ready-made and built for them. And so the entire area will be completely rebuilt.
So I want people to get excited about that, but I also want to remember that it won't be ready for probably another year and a half, 2 years, something like that, right?
No, not that long. We've done a lot of the groundwork. So our trustees have been working with all the different village departments and so forth and trying to figure out, okay, what do we need to do? So when we're ready to go, we're ready to go. So they've voted on many things, and we've engaged a lot of the community with where we are now. And so now we're at the point where things are out to bid. So because things are out to bid, the plan is that once we get the bids in, we will be able to break ground in May. We won't be at Fox Point in 2017, but that's what we are planning on for 2018. Well, that's how we're gonna unveil it.
Some events coming up in town, some things that people are normally used to seeing, such as Cleanup Day is coming up.
Yeah, so that's Lansing. It's going to be having another cleanup day, which is going to be this April 29th. And so it will be from 10 till noon. And we're excited because it's another great way for youth groups. It's another great way for neighbors to kind of bond together and say, hey, you know what? There's an area what's kind of been in a little bit of an eyesore. Let's see if we can just all go together and we'll go take care of this.
Do they have to bring their own supplies?
Well, the village, we will supply gloves and bags and so forth, and we just want to know which areas are going to be so they can come in. You can have a team captain, so to speak, come in, and Vivian Payne is the person in charge of it at the village. And if you go to the village website, you can sign up there and say which area you'd like to have be in charge of. And so we want to make sure we have as many areas around the village as covered as possible. So it's a great team building event.
And then, of course, we have Touch a Truck as well, which we have every year. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about that?
Yeah, and that's actually the same day as the cleanup day. So that's also on the 29th, and that will be at the Ford Hangar. This is something that goes for our Lansing cadets as they go to their Explorers Conference every year. Our cadets do an amazing job, and they're always getting recognition nationally, and so we're really excited by that and the work that our police department does in order to kind of promote and get these young future police officers to be engaged with the community and to get the right tools and get the right resources to be able to move forward with their career paths.
And then we have behind me out here the marquee. So online, people can go and put information in online to get what they want on the marquee onto the marquee.
Right.
That's something that people don't know about?
Yeah, well, we mention it on many different opportunities, but want to make sure that we have a how do I section on the village. And so there's one thing, how do I contact the village? How do I get on the community calendar? So if you choose how do I get on the community calendar, that is a great tool for us at the village in that when you fill that information out, it lets us know, okay, these are different events that are going on in town. This is things that other people, residents, may find of interest. And then as we look at all those, we've then put them on our village calendar, which is on the homepage of our website, villageoflansing.org, as well as then I utilize the things on the calendar when we do the Village Vision. So when we do the Village Vision, that's one of the first places I look when I say, oh, what are the upcoming events to kind of highlight, promote, and so forth, coupled with being such a central location and such a visible location is our marquees.
So that's how they get everything on the marquee, get the information out. One last thing I wanted to just ask you personally was, you've been here with us for
5 years.
5 years now? 5 years now. And now you work hand in hand with Channel 4 quite a bit. How has that transition been, helping with Channel 4, and what do we have that is coming up on the horizon that you're excited about?
Yeah, so one of the things I did when I first started here was, I was given the task of, okay, how can we help promote Lansing? And Channel 4 is obviously the best tool we have in as far as marketing and that. We put together a promotional video at the time. It was a work in progress. It was very good. It was very well received. But now it's time to kind of, okay, that was 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. So it's been a while. So we said, okay, now let's get another one. So we have another one that we've been working on for several months, and obviously, and we're excited by that. It's the one that will just showcase. It'll be people within our community speaking about the community that they work, they live, and they love. So it's going to be exciting for us to be able to share that and let others know this is Lansing, this is what we're about, and we're excited by that.
Well, Fabian, being the Technology and Communications Director, we definitely have never felt you haven't communicated with us whenever we do these Inside Lansings. We're always giving a plethora of information. So we're glad that you can provide that so that we can let people know in town what's happening. And I've got to work with you closer, and I really enjoy it. So we look forward to having you on the next Inside Lansing, and we'd just like to say thanks for joining us.
Once again, thanks for allowing me to be able to share a little bit of vision of all the work that others are doing. I just happen to be able to share it with you.
Great, thank you.